Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. It's Monday morning, and we've survived a weekend of birthdays in our family, and we've got a whole nother week of them. So that's going to be exciting. But it is time for our weekly painting progress. So here we have Percival Sparkletrout's sole contribution this week. This is a Maker's Cult Skitari stand-in. I don't remember the official name. I'll put it in the description in the comments down below if you want to take a look. And we'll also have a link. I know we got this one off of CG Trader, I believe, is the place that houses all of their files. But this was a very, very early print. One of my first attempts at 3D printing. And both of us have broken these swords repeatedly, so I was happy to hear that because we could not, either of us, keep these swords complete. I know he started a couple other things, so hopefully he will have some more for us. It was his birthday the other day, so I will cut him some slack in that regard. But picking up that slack actually is my dad. Went and got some stuff painted up. A while back, I had shown off some Albino Raven minis. They have a lot of modern-looking Special Forces type guys, and my dad has been a lifelong collector of 1/32 scale guys, kind of like the old Britons figures, and he'd asked me if I could print some of the Albino Raven stuff up at 1/32 scale, and so I did, and the results, he actually went ahead and started painting some up in Camo style. Now, he was not painting for, realistic, rugged tabletop style, but he was trying to paint up to match a lot of his collection, and I've got to say the results are pretty nice. These were already single pose, or monopose, I believe would be the correct word. I know he was playing around with Camo. We were having a discussion the other day about painting Camo, who has the easiest and best pattern. I think these are pretty cool. It totally reminds me of the old plastic Britons figures I even had when I was a kid. Or the old Atlantic figures, if we really want to date ourselves. Ooh. So hopefully, when I get a chance, we'll get some more of the Albino Raven stuff printed up at 1/32 scale. And hopefully we can show these guys off some more. These are actually modular figures to a degree. The heads are all different. They had a ton of various covered faces. So if you like painting gas masks and the like, they actually have quite a few varieties for those. We're going to give a try to their multi-part kits and see how that goes. So wish us luck in that regard. So what did I get painted this week? Well, actually, I am slowly but surely returning to form. I got a lot of junk that has been clogging my table out of the way. So first off, I know I showed these off the other day. This is one of One Page Rules Robot Overlords. I believe this is their basic warrior. I just did a quick, sloppy paint job on it just to see how it turned out. Very simple, very sloppy, but it's okay. It gets the job done. If you're curious just how big they are as well. Using a regular Marine for scale. We can even grab a Maker's Cult human feudal guardsman. These guys are going to be perfect for Stargrave. Heck, I'm kind of tempted to put one up at 1/32 scale and go with these guys. That'd be kind of cool. I haven't settled on a paint scheme yet. That was just a random test. Besides our Robot Overlord, I got this Modron done that he's probably in the running for longest half-finished model on the tabletop, and I just slopped my way through it, I'll be honest. At this point, I wanted it done. I was tired of looking at it. I didn't know what to do with it. It just, they're supposed to be like kind of brass and metallic, and, he's done. Good enough. All right. Other things we randomly slapped some paint on. A Bones Executioner. I'll try to post photos of this stuff up on Instagram if I can remember to this week. I've got my mom's birthday, my wife's birthday, and my daughter's birthday all within like the span of 3 days, and we just had my brother's birthday the other day. So it's just like I said, a string of birthdays all in a row here, every couple days. All right, this is a Legends of Cygnum print. This was a freebie that they were offering up during their Kickstarter for their Warriors of the Four Corners, or when they first started their Patreon, and it was kind of a sloppy print. There are some failures here, like on the sleeves, and I didn't know what to do with her for the longest time, so I just tried to roll with it. I might go back and fix her up. I'm not 100% satisfied. I tried painting those cards too. It was not easy. And then I broke her twice. She snapped off at the ankles. But I think, at least from a distance, I think it looks okay. I think she looks all right. Let's see, do we have any other printed stuff? We do. We have a mixture of stuff this week. All right. Here is a Titan Forge Titans of Adventure Elf Monk. And I want to say it was a female, but it's not like there's a real discernible difference right now with the way the posture, the way the clothing looks. I think you could probably play this off as either gender. I like the model. I've always liked Kung Fu type stuff, though. I got those little irritating spots coming off from the matte sealer. One of these days I'm going to do a thing just on the Titans of Adventure models. I think there's a lot of really cool figures. It's like, in addition to whatever Titan Forge is chugging out that month, they always have 3 typical RPG trope adventurers available, and then they keep those pretty regularly rotated, so I think they have them in like blocks of 3, so even if you just subscribed, you should have a couple months of them available. We did another one right here. This is the Elf Barbarian. I'm actually pretty pleased with him, not so much with the boring Cthulhu octopus head. Very simple colors, I know, but that's just, I want to get things done. A little bit of highlighting. His eyes are decent, I think. Maybe. It's funny, I put her on a big old 32mm base, whereas he's on a 25mm base. She wouldn't fit on anything else. And I think this was actually from Dragon Trapper's Lodge originally. And I just repurposed it. I think it was the sumo wrestler guy from a while back that was supposed to be on it. I think he just ended up on something else. Alright, moving on. We got the Lord of Pain done. Unfortunately, I'm not super pleased with the golds. But, this got kind of sloppy back here. I didn't know what to do with the loincloth on the back either. So yeah, definitely some touch-up needed, looking at it more closely. I think from the front he looks okay. The side he looks okay. It's just the back that gets really sloppy. And I'm not sure what this little dangly bit there was supposed to be. I don't know. Needs a little bit more pizzazz. Otherwise, I think he's pretty decent. Especially from a distance, I think if like you see him from some ways away on the tabletop like that, I think it looks quite nice. You know, it's no work of art, but I'm not attempting to make works of art here. I just want serviceable minis to use painted on the tabletop. Let's switch over to another printed figure. This is an Ogre King that was drastically, and I mean drastically, reduced in size from Rocket Pig Games. Those are supposed to be human-sized skulls, and I just painted in silver on his neck there. This thing was probably at least 2 or 3 times the actual size of what I have him here. I wanted him more in line with my actual ogres, even though he doesn't really match up, and even then he's still bigger than them. I painted him more like my Mearse ogres, and they all tend to have orangish skin tones. Whereas the other fatty there just is like contrast paints. Alright, what else we got? Another printed figure. One of the Kobolds from Artisan Guild. I like his base with the little faces, with the candles, with him screaming and yelling. He's shooting up the flames. I got some purple there on his cloak. Cool. Just some interesting details. And he was a pain. This whole set, I had a real challenge trying to get off the print bed. But he survived, and he is the first of the Kobolds to get painted, and I like that skin tone. It was kind of a mix of a reddish brown. I think I'll continue moving forward with those colors for the rest of his buddies and the ones I have from Battle Yak as well. All right, what else we got? So I painted up one of the trolls for Conquest. This was a very rough and rushed job. I was just curious how they would look painted. I'm going to go with the blues. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's sloppy. I was getting to the bottom of the Agrex Earthshade, and I refuse to ever hit a model with anything but. Overall, though, it's pretty decent. And he's tall. I mean, he's towering over the 1/32 scale, guys. I should have a video forthcoming on them. So if you haven't seen them in person, other than on my channel here, they are pretty nice. They're pretty big, too. And they are pretty modular in terms of what they have available. So that's always cool. And it wouldn't be a week here at Obscurities Miniature without a Kingdom Death model. This is Kara Black. She's finally done. Not that it was that complex of model to paint. It just, everything looks splotchy. It still looks pretty splotchy. I did paint her eyes, but it's good enough. I'm like, eh. Again, from a distance, I think it works. And I'm not going to be too fussed about it. And finally, even though I've been trying all afternoon to remember his name, and I'm going to have to go look it up, and I'll probably be like, oh, duh. I went ahead and got the boss ogre from Artisan Guild's Frost Metal Clan. I was like, what were they called? Yeah, so again, bit sloppy, bit rough around the edges in terms of painting. I know, but I don't care. Yeah, he came out all right. His base was an absolute mess. Didn't print correctly. We slapped some green stuff on there to kind of even it out. I think it turned out okay. Again, you can see his skin tones actually should match his other ogre buddy. Facial features, not so much, other than the prominent tusk-like lower teeth. I dig it. I dig this guy with the electricity magic bolts coming out of the skull in his armor and his own eyes. I didn't do the best job trying to paint ice. I never do. But overall, I am really happy. I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite Artisan Guild sets, the Frost Metal Clan. And much like our troll friend there, hopefully I should have a video coming soon on them, even though it's been months now since they were originally released. But at least on the plus side, Artisan Guild just continues to pump out cool stuff. And they are pretty good about offering regular discounts on their completed sets as well, especially if you join up on their Patreon. And I gotta say, they are one of the ones that are consistently worth it. You definitely get a lot of bang for your buck there. So if you haven't ever checked their stuff out, they are one of my top tier ones. So you can see here, nice spread, right? Hopefully, as I continue to repeat all year for the last year, all of you out there, hopefully are staying safe. Hopefully all of you out there are getting healthy, getting things painted, enjoying the nicer weather, at least here in Southern California. It's been certainly nice and warm, and I'm very happy that most of my family now has gotten their vaccines, so that means I might, fingers crossed, actually get to start playing games in person again. What a crazy concept. So hopefully all of you out there are going to be needing to do the same too. With that said, as always, we'll put the links down below if you want to check any of this stuff out. I will have links down there, and we're also going to have our link to our own Patreon as well, where we are definitely going to appreciate your support, and I can nag and pester you guys for input on what to print or paint next. So if you're interested in getting your opinion heard, by all means, please do check it out. And like I said, your support is always appreciated. Now, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in Miniature, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye!